Everyone, welcome to Java tutorial. Our topic is how to create a thread. So in our previous tutorial we have covered the basics of the threads and what is the life cycle of a thread. Now we will see how we can create a thread. So there are two ways to create a thread. First one is by extending the thread class, and second one is by implementing the runnable interface. So there are two ways to create a thread. One is extending the thread class or by implementing the runnable interface. So thread class provides constructors and methods to create and perform operation on the thread. Thread class extend the object class and implement runnable interface. So commonly constructors of the thread class are, first one is default constructor, then we have thread with name, then we have thread with runnable, and thread with runnable and name. So there are four ways through which we can create the constructor of a thread class. And what are the methods available? So first method is run. It is used to perform action for a thread. Then we have starts the execution of a thread. JVM calls the run method of the thread class. Then we have sleep. It causes the currently executing thread to sleep for a particular time. We give the time in millisecond. Then we have join. It wait for the thread to die. Then we have join and we pass the time. It wait for a thread to die for a particular or a specific millisecond. And get priority, it return the priority of the thread. Set priority, if you want to set the priority of the thread. Get name, it return the name of the thread. Set name, it is used to if you want to set the name of the thread. And then we have current thread, it return the reference of currently executed thread. Get id, it return the id of the thread. Get state, it return the state of a thread. Is alive, it test if thread is alive or not, it is still in live state or not. Then we have yield method, it calls the currently executed thread object to temporarily pause and allow other threads to execute. Suspend, they are suspend, resume and stops are now deprecated. Suspend is used to suspend the thread, resume used to again resume the suspended thread. Then we have stop, this stop will stop the thread. So these three methods are deprecated now. Is daemon, it check whether the thread is daemon or not. Set daemon, if you want to manually set the daemon thread. Interrupt, if you want to interrupt any thread. Is interrupted, it tests if this thread is interrupted or not. Interrupted, test if the current thread has been interrupted or not. So these are all the methods which are available in the thread class. After that we have runnable interface. A runnable interface should be implemented by any class whose instance are intended to be executed by the thread. If you want that this instance of this class should be executed by a thread, in that case you have to implement this runnable interface. It has only one method, abstract method, that is run. You have to implement the functionality of the run. Start method of the thread class is used to start newly created thread. It performs following task. A newly created thread starts. The threads move from the new state to the runnable state. When the thread get a chance to execute, it target run method and it start execution. So these are the ways how we can create a thread. Let's see with the help of an example. What we will do, we will first see with the help of a thread class. Thread class example. Thread class public static void main, and what we will do, we will extend this with thread class. We will extend this with thread class, and here void public void run. So we have this run method, and here inside this run, what we will system dot out dot println. We will call here thread class run method. Now this is my class which extends the thread class, and we have override this run method. And what we will do here is we will create the instance of this class first. We'll create, so that will create a new thread. So it will create a new thread, and this new thread we will call the start method of this new thread. Now what happened, that whenever we create the instance of this thread class, because it is a thread class, it is extending the thread class. When we create the instance, it will create a new thread and it goes into the new state. And when we call the start method, it will target the run method of the thread class. So let's run this program, and here you can see that thread class run method. So it will execute the run method of this thread class. So this is a simple example of a thread class, how a thread class execute, and how we can. Now what we can do is let's see another example. We will create a class, and we will extend that with the Runnable interface. Now let's see the thread with the help of a Runnable interface. Runnable example and public static void way. Here we will implement the Runnable interface. Now it will force us to override the null run method, and inside this run method again we will system dot out dot println run method of the Runnable interface. Now here what we will do, first we will create the instance of this class, then we will create a thread. Runnable is equal to new, and after that what we can do is we will create a thread class. We'll create a thread class is equal to new thread, and we will pass the instance of this Runnable to the thread class. Now we will call the start method of the thread class. So let's run this program and see the output. As here you can see that run method of the Runnable interface. So this thread, whenever we call the start method, it will target the run method of the thread class. It will target the run method. So these are the two ways how we can create the threads. So thank you for watching the video.